Is it recording now?
Is it recording now?
Turn ahead and spark conversations. CBS Men's Health Month now turning to a heartwarming story.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Snooty Lounge podcast. And you know where? I'm at the place where I get employed at. And I got a special guest, my dog Cam. So let me go ahead and punch him in, you know what I'm saying? Do the right intro. Right. Go ahead and pull out my handy dandy notes. Okay. National Journalism Honor Society inductee 2019, placed third in Cobb County, that's right, Whitewaters, in the extemporaneous speaking competition in 2019, Valdosta State University grad, CBS 44 anchor at, guess the age, y'all, 22, man. Man, welcome to the show, Cameron Sam.
Appreciate you for having me on, man.
Before we get started, what's the vibes? How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good, man. You know, it's different being on the Snooty Lounge pod. It's different, you know, it's different. I like the vibes here, but you know, I'm chilling. We just got done doing a show, so you know how it is.
Hey, that food was real good.
It was.
I can't count. So let's go ahead and get to the introduction. You know, I like to go from beginning all the way to the end. So you're from Montgomery, Alabama, correct?
Birmingham.
There you go. I'm already over one. So how was it for you, you know, growing up in Alabama before you really moved to Atlanta metro area?
So not too much. I actually went to a Baptist school there. So believe it or not, I didn't necessarily go into the school system there before my dad had got a job in Atlanta, and then we moved to Atlanta. And so I was really in that Cobb, Smyrna area, really.
So growing up in Cobb and Smyrna, you know, it's like the Atlanta area, but it's not really downtown.
Yeah,
what was your first impression of, you know, you coming from, you know, Bama, coming up to the A? Like, what was the major differences for you?
To me, it wasn't too many differences. Like, I was accepted by my classmates as far as teachers, but I feel like playing football at that time kind of helped you. You kind of gains friends when you're playing football at a young age. You got a team behind you,
right? And
so you're really not the new kid. You know, you're just the person on the team. So
you just guided me to my next question. So so your first sport was
football.
So
first
what
love.
Age you started at?
5.
Golly, 5 years old.
I know, CTE, right?
So give me your most memorable play. 5 years old, if you can remember. You're only 22.
Memorable play. But it is my most
memorable play or situation or anything, you know, when you was 5.
Memorable play. Oh, that's tough, Rodney.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I was a chunky kid.
What?
I'll send you the picture. You can show.
All right, man, we're gonna.
I was a chunky kid, so believe it or not, my first position was nose guard. So I really fell in love with defensive line, and so I think as much as I just like sagging the quarterback. It's not like when they snap the ball and before they can hand it off, you already tackle them.
So who is your favorite pass rusher of all time in the NFL? Just I would have never guessed, you know what I'm saying?
I know, I'm a skinny guy
at 5 years old. So who as far as a pass rusher you kind of look up to?
Believe it or not, when I was playing football, one pass rusher I looked up to was Sean Phillips. He played for the Chargers. He was very nice, underrated in my opinion. But Sean Phillips really did get dirty. I watched a lot of what he did.
Bro, that's a really good shout, bro. So I know you work in media now. When did you actually start getting to media growing up? You know what I'm saying? Get into this type of field.
Is when I realized that football wasn't it no more. Like the hits at practice started to add up just a little bit too much for me. And so I kind of just pivoted, and I was in this mass media class, and that kind of helped me hone on my skills. And then I actually became the editor of my newspaper in high school as well. So it was just kind of like gathering those elements, knowing I wanted to do sports and was still making videos. And I used to record the high school games too, so it was all of those things.
Wow, so what specific things, if somebody may be interested in doing editing or any media work, what all was your job requirements when you did that at the school?
So as far as, you talking about as far as newspaper or just when I was filming the games?
Both.
Okay, so as far as newspapers, I honestly had to mentor the younger students. So I had to tell them how to write specific things, how to upload, how to break stuff down, but while also doing it myself, going around asking people, just trying to get like interview skills, seeing what they say, is whether it's the basketball team or what's going on at school, just trying to honestly find the story wherever you kind of go. And as far as just filming football, it was just more of it was basic. It was just like, make sure you keep track of the ball, you know, the basics.
So who put the actual, in layman's term, who put the camera in your hand, you know, to really get you into, you know, doing this?
There was a professor, his name is Mark Littles.
Shout out to bro.
He used to be a cameraman in California actually in Atlanta for Channel 2.
Oh, word.
And he kind of inspired me. He was just like, you know, you got a little flair to you, you know, keep doing it. And so I kind of fell in love with the whole making things together, creating a story. Because in his class, we used to make movies, do all that type of thing, and it just became fun.
So give your high school a shout out before I transition to your college.
McKeachern High School, man.
McKeachern High School.
McKeachern.
What's our mascot?
It's the Indians.
The Indians. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So a lot of colleges in the state of Georgia, you got Kennesaw State, you got, UGA, but you end up going to them Blazers. And you actually, kind of match it a little bit. I don't know if you did
We
that on
always
purpose.
love V-State.
So how did you end up choosing V-State and getting your degree there?
You know what? A lot of people don't know this story because in
Exclusive.
school I was a 3.4 student. I was but when it came to ACT and SAT, I never really scored well on it. And honestly, I applied to all those schools and they didn't accept me.
Oh, wow.
I didn't get accepted to Valdosta State originally, not Georgia State, any of those schools that I initially wanted to. And at the time, I was having like a mental breakdown.
Right,
as you can tell, because it's like I've been smart my entire time. Like you can see it in the classwork.
Right.
But when it came to this test, y'all are measuring me on this test, and that can't. I've been in school for 10 years. Like you're telling me I'm not smart enough to hang with y'all. And it was just like, wow, really? And so literally, I got into Valdosta State off an appeal. Like literally, I had to write an appeal to get into
how did the process go? Like it sent you a letter basically saying,
you didn't get in,
so you can write this appeal and get in.
Right, and so I wrote this appeal letter, and I was just basically telling them like, no one's gonna work harder than me. I'm telling you, I just wanted a chance. That's basically all I was saying, and it happens.
So so how did it feel, when actually Valdosta State accepted you and you able to continue your education beyond high school?
I had a chip on my shoulder instantly. I was like, well, since they did accept me, I'm definitely going to deliver on that promise. And I was an honor student throughout college, all the way throughout to the end. So I was like, what was y'all measuring? Because I was still honest. What was y'all talking about? And so I had to do that, and it was fun being a mass media major there,
Right.
doing different things, kind of learning how film works, and also the news portion as well.
So let me transition right quick. I graduated high school in 2007. I remember going to Valdosta State, and it was.
It's still the same.
All right. So any experiences you want to share about, a couple, party, a couple teens?
Believe it or not, Ronnie, I'm not a party person.
What?
I'm not a party person.
Okay.
I'm more of to myself. But in college, I was, experiment. You gotta get it. You gotta get around, especially with all the girls. Girls from Florida, all over the place, right? So.
All right, now.
So what I'm saying? I like to get too into it, but I had a couple flings, couple here and there,
Couple teens,
couple here and there.
So as far as music aspect, I'm not gonna get into the meat of the thing what we're gonna really talk about, aka J. Cole. But what were you listening to in college during this time? Like, what was your music taste at this time?
So my music taste in college, going from high school. First of all, I like how you said his name. We're not gonna get into the J. Cole thing. I've been a J. Cole fan since middle school. So J. Cole was in heavy rotation at that time. Lil Uzi was someone I listened to all the time, going in that era. Who else? Lil Baby was actually getting good at that time. I think he dropped. So what was the album called?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
it's the good. It's the one
where he's sitting on the cliff, right?
Right.
I don't know the name of it, but
My turn.
Okay.
So when he dropped My Turn, that I was on Lil Baby, and the Baby was popping at the time. I was in college in 2019, so those were mostly the artists I was listening to.
So before I transition to deeper into music, what was one of your most difficult classes while you was at Valdosta State that kind of gave you a slight headache?
Slight headache. I think it was called Production 1. I remember the assignment. The teacher wanted us to catch the sunrise, literally, early in the morning. You have to
time lapse it.
Yes, catch the sunrise.
Oh my goodness.
But the thing was, that entire week it was cloudy outside, and he was like, we was telling him it's cloudy outside, we're not gonna be able to catch it. He was like, I don't care. So he was like, either go to a different location, or you better catch it on Sunday. And literally, the sun didn't come out until Sunday, 3 hours before the assignment was due. And I literally was up in the morning. I did get it, but it was just like, it was like, why? Right?
So when you did this and you walked across the stage and got your degree, what's going through your head at that moment, walking across the stage and obtaining what you wanted to actually get?
I think, believe it or not, I love how people hype up like graduations, moving on as far as like high school, college. But to me, like I was just at a point of, I feel like I still am, like of kind of, how would I say, kind of appreciating where you're at, how far you've grown. Me, I'm just like, I was supposed to graduate high school. I was supposed to graduate college. Like it wasn't like a, oh my gosh, I graduated, right? It was a, what's the next step, right? And that's how we got here. But walking across the stage, it was a sense of accomplishment. Everybody cheering. But I was just like, I'm ready for the next step. I mean, I've told myself I was gonna be a star for a long time, so I was like, this is supposed to happen. It's part of the journey.
For sure. So everybody, this is Snoot Lions Podcast, and I got my special guest Cameron, who is a big J. Cole fan. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I've been waiting for this one going. And I'm just playing. I was really close. So I know you talked about on a podcast the other day with Deandra about the J. Cole situation. So I want to ask you myself again, because you was there in person. I'm watching your Instagram stories. I'm living my life through you at this point. So when he actually, real talk, like he apologized for the 7.5-minute song, and the song is fire. It's going through your head, man. Like,
I was hurt. I was hurt. Immediately, I was like, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it. Because I was like, the first time I go see J. Cole, why he do this when I came? I was really hoping. I was like, man, you really tried to ruin this concert for me, Cole. Like, I've been waiting. I've been standing for like 6 hours out there. And I'm like, what is happening? Because I was talking crazy when the album came out. If you was a Kendrick fan, you probably caught some smoke from me. I was like, he could never. Drake could never. And then when Cole apologized, I was like, no.
Moving in an unusual way, right? It had me moving in a way that I damn near was thinking about and listening to people's expectations of me, and then responding off of.
And I was like, I feel like it took some of the heat off of what he was saying, rapping-wise, at first. And I was mad. I was like, I can't believe he did this. But as a couple of days went on, I kind of see how it all unfolded and kind of had an understanding of it. And I was like, okay, I still don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like it. But I kind of understand why he did it.
So do you think, as far as hip-hop music and it goes, like, do you think beef is a part of what makes an artist a GOAT? Or that has nothing to do with it?
I think it's arguable depending on who you think's your music, though. A lot of people like to throw Jay-Z in there, but Jay-Z got ethered by Nas, and we don't talk about Nas in that conversation all the time, or as much as he should. Drake lost the beef to Pusha T, and we don't talk about Pusha T like that. So I guess, if you enter the beef, and you win, it kind of helps you out. Like, I think Tupac Hit 'Em Up was a really good song, song too. And it's just like, but we still talk about Biggie in a high, so I don't think winners and losers of beef necessarily do it. I think nowadays it's more about the impact that you have.
Okay, so I know you have J. Cole as your GOAT. Speak to the Snooty crew about, give me your argument of why, after all of this, J. Cole is still the GOAT.
Okay, this is why J. Cole is the GOAT. I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So your so-called GOAT right now is probably Drake, right? Drake, one of those guys, okay? Drake was on a song with Cole. He got watched twice. 2 times. Twice. First person shooter, we all know Cole's bars. We don't really care about Drake's. You know what I'm saying? Evil Ways, he already did it. When he's on songs with Kendrick starts singing. J. Cole, look, this is, I'm just being for real. I'm just being for real. If any time was to try J. Cole, none of y'all have, and his feature run has been so crazy the past few years, it almost rivals Lil Wayne's at this point, and it's just like, how much more does Cole have to do? I think he's reached his prime late in his career, but as far as what he's done, as far as the albums and all of the lyrical artists you see, those are all from Cole.
So, J. Cole is a hooper. He hooped in some other different countries. So, if you had to compare J. Cole to maybe an NBA player. Who would you compare J. Cole as far as like an NBA player?
I think when you look at Cole, he's definitely like a shooter a little bit. He a little shifty. I give him like CJ McCullough. You know what I'm saying? Someone who can hit a couple of shots, get a little swifty in the paint. Yeah.
All right, for sure. So that just transitioned me perfectly into my next segment. We're going to talk about some hoops, some basketball. I know you're a big OKC fan. I got the #1 seed, second youngest team. How are you feeling about your team going into this playoff?
I feel like a lot of people are counting them out because they're extremely young.
Second youngest
I feel like, Ronnie, don't you kind of get that sometimes when you're new to the game? Everybody try to punk you a little bit. like I want him. He's really not that good. But if you look at what OKC has done over this entire season, I think they've proved over and over again by taking the first seed that they're ready for the challenge. Now, as far as playoff experience, I think that's going to be something that factors in. But when you look at the teams they're playing, they can play the Pelicans or the Kings at the time of this recording, and they don't have too much playoff experience either.
Right.
So as far as the first round, I think I'm confident in what the Thunder is going to do.
Okay, so as far as the MVP conversation, to me, I have Shai. We kind of talked about this a little bit. I got Shai as MVP. Right now, today, going forward. Who, in your opinion, is gonna be like not your opinion, but who you think is gonna be the MVP?
I think Shai will win just because of the Thunder season that they're having this as far as what's going on. When you look at, they got the 1 seed. He's the reason that they're good. He's the focal point of the team. All of those things factor in why Shai should be the MVP. So I believe that he will win. But who I think should be the MVP is Nikola Jokic. You can't deny it. Literally, he's a walking offense. He's a walking 5-man team, and you can't. There's no way to stop it.
That's true. So, if you had to give me if you had to put your money on the line or something like that, who will you have winning this title this year in the NBA?
To me, the Nuggets still don't have competition.
No. You think they'll possibly I ain't gonna say sweep through, but it won't. None of them will go to 6 games. Or you think maybe one series may go 6?
I don't think the Lakers is gonna go 6. Okay. I don't know who
they've been punching Lakers all year.
Yeah, I think if they see the Timberwolves, it could get interesting. I like that matchup of having Rudy Gobert and Cat trying to guard Jokic. I think that's a very different look that they haven't seen before. Right. And you got Anthony Edwards versus Jamal Murray, which I think is good TV.
For sure.
So I think if they play the Timberwolves, it could get interesting. But other than that, I don't see it. And any team in the East, I still don't see it.
Not Boston?
No.
I don't. Honestly, that's my pick.
Boston?
I got Boston. Actually gonna go over the top, and Tatum gonna actually get Finals MVP.
Really? You think this is the year?
Market.
This is the year. They have the team to do it. They have the team to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's just interesting. I think you got to worry about the New York Knicks too. A lot of people aren't talking about them.
Shout out to Jalen. I'm left-handed, so
Jalen Brunson is a problem, and they look like they're locked in this year too. So I'm definitely waiting to watch that matchup.
Yeah, me too. So let's go ahead and go back to this news side. You're 22 years old.
I'm 23 now.
23 now, and you talk to the news every day.
Right.
How did it come for you after you graduated from Valdosta State that you got on here with the double fours?
Okay, the double fours. That's kind of cool. I never heard nobody say it like that. But honestly, in December, so at the end of my first semester, my senior year at Valdosta State, I got a call from a 229 number. I'm thinking, is this a student debt people? Like, what? I didn't even want to answer the call.
Forgive it now.
I didn't want to answer the call, and so I just answered. I was like, hello. And he was like, and this guy named Josh Roden was like, I'm with CBS 44. We have a news station down here. I seen your reel. And I'm like, is this real? Like, what are you saying? CBS 4, I ain't heard nothing about them, nothing, anything. But at the same time, though, I'm a college student that wants a job in media, so I'm like, okay. And it was like, when can you come down here? I was like, tomorrow, if you want me to. If you want me to.
Offense.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow. And then so literally, I had to go get a haircut. I got a blazer, and I came down here to South Georgia. I think they kind of just loved me from the start, and that's kind of how it worked. As far as how I got on the anchor desk, Ricky Smart, the GOAT, down here, right? He was holding down the anchor desk, and then Cheyenne came along, so I was honestly just a reporter. But then when Ricky retired, I think they were kind of trying to fill the void, who's going to step up, and I was like, I think I'm that guy anyway, right? So I was like, go ahead, give me a shot. And then so I think I ended up surprising a lot of people. Even the owner of the company was like, you did a really good job tonight. And then I kind of just kept on flowing from there.
So I know you do sports also. Last year you were doing live drops when high school football was going on.
It's Friday, yeah.
So what is the main difference from, being an anchor, at the desk doing news, and then you out, sometimes you was in the field doing sports. What is the main difference?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Rodney. I feel like when I'm doing news, I'm in a box. I'm in a box. I have all of this personality, all of these things, but when I'm in news, I'm in here.
Right.
And so the biggest difference with sports is I can cut loose. I feel like I'm starting to be used the way I'm supposed to be used.
Right.
It's like Steph Curry, but they're trying to use me like Andre Drummond, and it's just and it's weird sometimes. But when I get a hold of sports, which is like my first love right here, especially football,
right.
I really get to take control of everything, and it really comes together out there. Yeah.
So I gotta ask this sports question. I know you're from Bama, but you are a Saints fan.
I am.
Hey, folks, Saints fan. How did this come along for you becoming, saying, with the Aints? Like, I'm gonna be dissing. Like,
So look, Rodney. I'm from Alabama. We don't have a professional sports team.
Georgia's right here, though. Louisiana's all
I moved to Georgia. First of all, but Louisiana and Georgia are both on the opposite sides of Alabama. Yeah. We're in the middle, right? So first of all, I enjoyed watching Michael Vick. Okay, as you call me, the super youngin but I've seen it. I played Madden 07. Okay, I get it. I played 04. I get Vick, but. It's just something about watching the Saints play. Maybe it was the whole Katrina situation, how they rallied together, the Breeze situation, and it was just like, that's my squad. I like them boys, and I was like, that's my team.
The first game they played after that was us, and they beat the living snot out of us, man. But I want to get into your interviewing skills. Like, in my opinion, I think you're one of the best interviewers we have here.
I appreciate it.
For Real Talk, and I seen how you did it today, and I'm gonna go into details, but you make it do what it do.
Right.
How did you get your interviewing skills? Was it a class you had at Valdosta State, or does it just, just come to you?
This is gonna sound crazy to you, and you're probably not gonna believe it.
Okay.
My interviewing skills come from flirting with girls and failing. So look, this is where it is. I'm telling you. I want you to really think about it.
That's a good.
But when you're flirting with a girl or something like that, you have to ask different questions, right? You don't want to make it seem like an interrogation, but it's a conversation, all right? And so when I'm interviewing, I'm not trying to hit on whoever I'm interviewing, obviously, right? But you want to think of, okay, how can I build off of what they just said?
Right.
How can I be more interested in what they just said again? But maybe I have something I can talk about over here that they said earlier. How can I revert back to it? And so that's what I'm playing. I'm literally playing mind games for however long it happens, and I'm listening and I'm reacting. So it doesn't seem like I'm asking like an interrogation questions. It's more like we just having a conversation. And of course, classes kind of help with that too. But literally, just going up to girls and giving it my best shot.
So, AKA Mr. Cam, the Riz guy. So I already got my notes ready.
Hey, and if it doesn't work out, look, I'm telling you guys, just go, if you're single, I will not promote cheating up here. But if you are single, and if you're looking for some interview skills, just walk up to a girl and just talk.
Say what's up. Say how you
just
doing.
Say what's up.
Say, yo.
Where you from? What you into?
But excuse me. All right, I'm just playing. All right, but as far as your long-term goals, let's say 10 years from now when you're actually like in your 30s, you know what I'm saying? So what are your plans 10 years down the road? What is your long-term goals with Mr. Cam?
10 years down the road, mark my words. What's today?
Today is the 9th.
April the 19th, 2024, right?
On
the Snooty Lounge podcast.
Yes, sir.
Right? 10 years, I will be 34, right? By 34, I think I'll be in my prime, right? I'll be in my prime.
J. Cole.
And I think I'll have my own show by then, believe it or not. Because that's what the end goal I want. I want something like a late night show or my own show, because I feel like I have so many things to do, whether it's sports or just media in general. I would definitely love to have my own show, kind of like Oprah, but a little bit different.
That is, I want the exact same thing. That is so good. Like I think like Jimmy Fallon, you have a
like
guest
that, like
on,
a late
chit chat, chop it up. It don't have to necessarily be about sports. Have somebody who do poetry, a little band, come on.
Right,
some cool
we get
on
stuff,
out the door.
Stuff people can relate to, you can laugh at. It may get a little serious sometimes, but we dial it up. It's a flair to it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those good shows.
I know you also do podcasting. Can you give us some of your plugs, like plug the folks in on what you do when you're not here? Giving these good folks the good news.
When I'm not here, when I'm not here, I'm on the Common Sense podcast. Okay, Common Sense podcast. With me and my girl Deandra, we go over all types of topics, just like y'all do on the Snooty Lounge podcast. A little bit of everything. So we're gonna give you the hot takes, all of those other stuff. As far as that, man, I'm really chill. I might post a picture on Instagram from here on and out. You know how
I'm the one who I'm the poster. I post like every 2 minutes.
Yeah, you do. But it's crazy. You're very consistent. You're very consistent.
But another thing I want the people to know from the Snooty crew is that you're an advocate for cooking.
Right.
So tell them folks what's up. Like, what got you in? You know what I'm saying? Whipping it up, no Migos.
Because you guys gotta think. First of all, I don't know why y'all probably gonna think, man, all Cam care about is girls. It's not necessarily.
What is wrong with that?
Not necessarily.
It's not a problem.
It's not necessarily.
That's not a problem.
But think about it, guys. Look. I was always rated like between 7 and maybe 6 on the scale when I was in like middle school, high school. It's like what we was rating, right?
Okay.
So I was like, if I can cook, and I got my personality, how far is my scale really, right? Because I cook better than everybody else. So like when my mom was cooking, I started really paying attention. And so one time I had invited this girl over my house, And I was like, she was like, we gonna get some food? I was like, no, I'm gonna make it. And then so she was like, okay. And so once you make food, right, for a girl, whether it's in college or back to your house, it's like, oh snap, you can cook, right? Get some coming back. You got, because it's like now you got them in there. And
Right.
I'm like, oh, he can cook too.
Right.
Interesting. I feel like it makes it good.
So so if an old lady would come to your crib, I ain't talking about old like that, but what's the number one dish you go to if she about to pull up? You know what I'm saying? You about to kick it with Cam.
Okay. Number one dish. That's tough, Rodney.
Come on, man.
Number one.
I need that exclusive.
I'll give her a steak,
Okay.
baked potato. We can have some type of vegetable, whatever vegetable she wants. But that steak will be seared up properly. That baked potato is gonna look. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I do this.
You do this.
I do this. I'm for real. I'm for real with it.
So as far as like, say y'all kicking it, what are some of the shows that Cameron is watching right now? Like, BMF Power, stuff like that. Like, what is Cam watching when he ain't watching J. Cole or watching the news? I got a couple jokes, y'all.
No, I got you. I watch a whole lot of First Take. So when Stephen A. still my guy. He's honestly my inspiration for doing what I do right now. So First Take, you watch Abbott Elementary?
No.
Abbott Elementary is such a good show. You gotta watch that.
Okay,
You gotta
okay.
watch that. Abbott Elementary is good. Not honestly too much, man. In the media industry, I feel like our days are kind of really revolve around this all the
it
time.
really does.
Like you got enough time to like work out if you work out, do this, eat, and go to sleep. Like that's pretty much it. So it's not really too many shows that I'm watching right now. I'm a big movie guy though, so if there's a good movie out, I'll definitely watch that too.
So tell the people a day-to-day function as a news anchor, like your
Day-to-day function
of how you doing it. Other than Fridays when we just joking and arguing when we all in the studio.
Right, okay, so on a day, like if it was like Monday,
Right,
what
right,
would my
right.
schedule be like? So Monday, I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I know that's like super early for some people, right?
Yeah.
And then so I get ready, I go to the gym, I come back, I go to we have a morning meeting on Zoom, talk about what the reporter's doing, all that. I'm here, I look over the script, I'm checking the script, seeing if we got somebody to interview. When we interview them, I'm thinking about certain questions, have I interviewed them before, all of those type of things. Prepping for the show, get ready, do the 12 o'clock show, go back out. After the 12 o'clock show, I usually look at what I'm doing. Did I make a mistake in my head? Did I do all those different type of things? I look back at them, and I make a reel for every month. So I have a reel for January, February, March, April. So just to see my continuing progress on what I'm doing. So I do all of those things. I read the script, look at the reporter stuff again. I may look at the sport, which I'll do in sports too from time to time, just because. And then I get ready to do 6 o'clock.
For sure. So
Yeah.
I gotta put you on the spot, Cam.
Okay.
Not like that.
No, I got
I
you.
know you a pretty great interviewer. What questions would you have for me, like right now?
As far as you, okay. Have you ever worried about your tattoos in this industry?
No.
Why not?
Because it is who I am and it represents me and tells my story. And if you can't accept me for my tattoos, then I don't
Then
think
you don't
accepting
deserve it.
me. Because every tattoo I have, it tells a story. And I
Right.
love every tattoo the way I have.
And as far as creativity, one thing you do a whole lot in your packages that I love, and I low-key am probably gonna steal a little bit because first of all, you don't get good at anything unless
Right.
you're stealing from others. I'm just letting you know. Is that you have like random B-roll, but you make it go with the package. I've never seen it, and I am fascinated every time it pops up on the screen.
So, is there any B-roll that I did that you was like, oh wow, like what's
Like it was like a girl climbing
Oh,
a
I see.
staircase, and then you kind of related it to
Let's
the game.
climb to the next. Yeah.
And I was just like, what is that? Like,
I don't know. Like when I know I went to school at Full Sail University. We full selling, but one thing that I did learn was that shoot everything.
Right.
Like I know Reese's get on me a lot because I shoot a basketball game. I got like 200 assets, knowing that we only gonna use like 8 of them.
Right.
But I like to have enough B-roll just in case if I can't, match it with video when I'm writing. Just have just cool B-roll, and then maybe somebody mama seen their daughter and was like, oh my goodness, and my daughter on
but
TV or something like that.
it's interesting how you continue to do that. Like I said, come to Friday, I might steal that. Just a little. I will give you a shout out the first time I do it, though. The first time I do it, I just kind of like Rodney does. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. Next thing I definitely wanted to ask you is how do you continue to be motivated as you are? I see you post like inspirational stuff in the morning, all those things. Is there something that happened to you that makes you that way? Or is that just who Rodney Washington is?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, I'm naturally like a happy person, but you know, I was in the military before. I was in Afghanistan. Like I've been through near-death experiences. So I'm just happy to be here and doing this. Right. I remember when I was eating MREs and hungry or whatever, and now, like I tell everybody, I went from shooting M16s to shooting cameras. Right. And I'd rather shoot a camera any day of the week than shoot an M16. It's just so happy to be here, like, you know, where we're at right now, and I'm just appreciative to just have the opportunity to do what I'm doing. Like, it's a dream come true. My grandma get to see me on TV.
Right. Does it take time, or like as you get older, do you appreciate the simple things more? Or is it still like I want to get to somewhere, and you still kind of have like those moments of like, can I still get there? Like, does that kind of happen for you?
Oh, for sure. Like I'm like deep down, I'm a country kid in heart, so I can either have nothing or I can have a lot. Right. But I'm gonna go for the gusto. Right. But I'm just happy to just live in the moment of what I'm doing right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, Snoot Lines Podcast. I'm having a great interview with you right now, and like it's people in the control room. It's just so cool to be able to do something like this, and I'm just truly blessed.
Yeah, and that's glad to be here though.
For sure. So let me go ahead and ask you maybe a few more questions or something.
Okay, what you got? What you got?
So as far as I want to go back to basketball. Okay. I gotta be real. So I know you got OKC is the #1 seed.
Right.
It's how far realistically do you really see OKC going this year? Like, in this playoff?
Honestly, I see OKC going as far as Chet allows us to go.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
I mean, Giddey's gonna be the point guard. I know what Shai's gonna do. I know what Jalen Williams is gonna do. I know what a lot of guys are gonna do. But Chet Holmgren is the X factor on that team.
How did you feel when y'all drafted him?
I thought that was a perfect pick. I thought we was trying to redo KD again. And that's almost what it is. Sam Presti is probably the best GM in basketball, period, though.
I think honestly he may be top 10. He may be top 10 already.
He flipped that entire franchise.
I never seen somebody get so many picks and hit.
On all of them. He hit on 3 MVPs.
3 MVPs.
It might be 4. Maybe 4.
Yeah, so any shout outs you have right now while this camera in your face? You know you used to cameras all the time now?
Not necessarily. Shout out to my mom always. But other than that, not for real. Not for real.
For sure. So as you see,
and shout out J Nation's Creations. The shirts. If you need a graphic tee, go there.
Give me all your plugs. Get all your plugs. Plug everything.
J Nation Creations, definitely go get you a shirt. It's a graphic tee, anything you want, from Drake to anime to all of that.
Anime?
Go get anime. Okay. Go get you a shirt.
What's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime? Oh, it's Bleach for sure. Okay.
Man, it's been snooty with Cam, man. This has been a good one. Yeah. Can't wait to drop it. And can you maybe Falcons? You win Falcons colors. Maybe
red and black is a great combination. I'm not gonna. It's a great
combination. But y'all, it's been the Snoot Lines Podcast, and we out. Peace.